the first one which we need to discuss is what are the views or the tables that might be useful for us to understand the variance of your project. So for which we are going to use a view called details Gantt chart. Okay. So first I'm going to record a few actuals. I remember on the last session we looked at recording actuals where you use a table called tracking table. So let me change my table to tracking. So let's say that the first, you'll say that the first 4 or 5 activities got completed. So I'm just going to say these activities are 100% complete, but it took more than the estimate. So for the first activity I've said the percentage complete is 100 and the actual duration is not 1 day, it took 3 days. So the moment I updated the actuals, you're able to see there is a slippage happening across all the other activities. So though the slippage are quite visible, right, you might want to quantify how much is the slippage. So naturally your tracking table or your Gantt chart will not help us to tell you. So you can just change your view to a view called detail Gantt. Okay, let me change it. So on your detail Gantt, you are able to see your critical activities and your non-critical activities. You are also able to see there is a black color line before all these taskbars. These lines just represent by how many days are these activities being slipped. Okay. In order to quantify this variance more in a table format, you can change the current table to variance table. So remember, the variance table tries to compare your current schedule with your baseline schedule. So on your baseline, you can see that you have your baseline start and your baseline finish, and this is what has been committed to the customer. Whereas the start finish just tells you the current start and the current finish of these activities. So the difference between the start and baseline start is what you see in the start variance. The difference between finish and baseline finish is what you see in the finish variance. So if you look at the first activity, it started on time, so naturally the start variance is 0. But with respect to the finish variance, you are delayed by 2 days. So since all these activities are connected with each other, this 2-day slippage is having an impact on across the schedule. So what you have now looked at is the standard views and tables that might be helpful for you to understand the variance of your project. But as you have seen, these standard views and tables might not help much because based on your requirement, you might want to customize the details that are being displayed on your screen. Okay. So one of the ways by which you can do it is you can just try to have some custom fields as a part of your views. So the first step is I'm going to have a new field. On the new field, I'm going to use some traffic light indicators so that based on the finish variance, whether it is positive, 0 or negative, there will be a traffic light, whether it is green, red or amber. So let me first customize a field. So I'm going to the view. If you go to the project tab, you can see there is an option called the custom fields. Okay, so I'm just selecting custom fields. So you need to ask yourself whether this custom field is more task related or resource related. Here it is more task related. I'm selecting task. Remember, there are around 120 custom fields you can have as a part of your MS project. So custom fields are more about you can either manually enter data into these custom fields or you can have formulas also. So in this demonstration, I'm going to have a custom field that is going to compare my baseline finish with my finish. And if the difference is positive, naturally I will give one indicator. If the difference is negative, I'm going to use a different indicator. So on the type first, I'm going to say I'm going to have duration, because when I compare 2 dates, naturally the result is days. So the first step, I'm going to rename it. Let's say that I'm going to say this is a executive So I'm just giving my own name to one of these custom fields. And you have 3 options to customize it. Either you can, when you say none, you need to type in the values in this field. If you say lookup, naturally you can try to have some unordered list. For example, I can have values like this, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. So naturally when you try to have this lookup as a value, naturally in that column it will be a drop down where you will be allowed to select 1 to 4. Whereas in this option I'm not going to do a lookup, rather I'm going to write a formula. So there is some existing data, so naturally do you want to discard it? I'll say okay. So the formula, what we need to write here is somewhat very critical because I'm trying to compare two dates here. So the first is I need to go to a function where I'm going to say I'm going to use this function called project date diff. So here the project date diff has 3 parameters. One is the date 1, date 2, and the calendar. Okay. So I'm just going to say that date 1 should be, for example, the start. The second parameter should be the baseline start. Okay. So let me save it. Let me close it. I'm not giving the calendar now. Okay. So I have given a field. I have written a formula for it. Naturally, you need to tell what happens to the summary activities. So naturally, for the lowest level detail activities, this formula will be applied. But what about the scope and the project summary task? Do you want this calculation to apply or not? So I've just said none here. In case if you want to compare that also, you can write a formula here. And the values to display, you can just have a data or you can have a graphical indicator. Just display the data first and see the result. So I have not added this column now. So the second step is I'm not going to add this column in my current variance table, which I'm looking at. Rather, I will create my own table now, which can be used specifically for reporting. So I'm just going to say table, and I'm going to go to the more tables, where I can create a new table here. So the new table what I'm going to create is somewhat very closer to the variance table, but it will just have the start, finish along with that traffic light. So I'm just going to say copy. So I'm going to give a name to it. Let's say that I'm just going to have a name of the table as executives data, and I'm just going to remove the other columns. So here I'm just going to have that field which I customized. Okay. And let me say OK, and let me say apply. Now you are able to see that there is a new table that is being displayed here called as the executives tables, where you can see only there are 4 or 5 columns that are being displayed. So in case if you want to customize these columns that are being displayed, you can just go to the more tables and you can decide whether you want the ID or not. Let me say I want to remove this ID from here. And I just wanted to have the name of the particular task as the row labels also. So as you can see, the first option here you see as lock the first column. When you lock the first column, naturally the name will be displayed as the row labels here. Now let's see what happens. Good. Now you are able to see the set of task names along with the start, finish, and the traffic light. Naturally, I don't see the color indicator, so let me customize it. Let me right click and say custom fields, and I'm just going to have some traffic light indicators. So if the value is negative, which means we are doing bad. If it is 0, which means we are okay. If it is positive, which means we are doing green. So let me say if it is greater than 0, naturally the color is green. If it is equal to 0, with yellow, and if it is less than, I'm going to say it is red. So naturally I've used some indicators, and I can even define whether you want this indicator to apply for non-summary task or for all the other tasks also. Now let me say OK, and let me say black. Now you are able to see that for the first activity it says OK, but for all the other activities it displays it in red, which means that you are doing bad with respect to those activities. So as you can see that this is a quick way by which you can create your own tables with respect to this. Remember, you can also have your own views which you can use. Currently we are using a view called detail Gantt. But let's say if you want to have your own view, you can go to the views and you can copy that particular view which you want. And you can even tell in this, what is the name of this view? Let's say I'm saying it is for executives, and what's the table that needs to be used, executives. Naturally, if there is a group that should be done, it should be grouped by critical and non-critical activities. I'll say OK. So when you try to apply it, you are able to see that the activities are more grouped by critical no and critical yes based on your requirement. So what we have seen now is how to make use of views and how to customize those views, tables and fields in order to report the performance of your project. Another point which you would have foreseen here is when you look at your entry table, naturally the duration column will display the units more in terms of days. So when you want to ideally print it at a later point in time, you don't want the units to be in days, but rather just in day, one letter or a two letter word. So you can just go to the file, options. You can go to the advanced tab here, where you can just look at the options for displaying the units. By default, days are displayed in day. So rather, I just want it to be in D. So when you are going to print it or when you are going to see that in the report, naturally you will be able to see this units will be used, not days. So it could save some time, it could save some space in terms of printing and understanding what the data is also. Another option which might be useful for you in terms of the options dialog is the question mark might ideally appear for some of your activities. For example, whenever you try to add a new activity to your project plans, let's say that I add a new task. By default, all new activities will have a question mark attached to it. So if you don't want those question marks to appear, you can go to the File Options. On the Schedule tab, you have an option here in Scheduling Options saying show that the scheduled task has estimated duration. So you can turn off these options so that a question mark does not appear on your screen and in your reports what we are about to see.